Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today I'm doing a try a chapter tag Buzzword edition. So if you don't know, Kayla from Books and Lella has made a Buzzword reading challenge for the entire year. Each month corresponds around a word or a type of word. So this month is the word all, and originally I had one book I was like, oh yeah, I could read that one for this. But then as I got looking more into all my books that I own, I have 5 books that all have the word all in the title that I haven't read and that I'm really interested in. So I thought, why not do a try a chapter tag for them all? So I'm just gonna get right into showing you guys the books. So the first one that I was talking about that I was like, oh, I could read this one, but then I found the other ones, was All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jean Anders. I don't really know much about this book. I heard someone talk about it and it sounded interesting, and it's just been sitting on my shelves for a while. So it says, an ancient society of witches and a hipster technological startup are going to war as the world tears itself apart. To further complicate things, each group's most promising follower, Patricia, a brilliant witch, and Lawrence, an engineering wonderkind, may just be in love with each other. As the battle between magic and science rages in San Francisco against the backdrop of an international chaos, Lawrence and Patricia are forced to choose sides, but their choices will determine the fate of the planet and all mankind. In a fashion unique to Charlie Jean Anders, All the Birds in the Sky offers a humorous and at times heartbreaking exploration of growing up extraordinary in a world filled with cruelty, scientific ingenuity, and magic. So this one definitely sounds good. Sounds like, it kind of, to me, sounds like it's going to be literary fiction with like hints of magic and science stuff. So I really don't know what to categorize this as, but definitely sounds intriguing. And the cover, I really like the cover. It's pretty. It's got all these little birds on it. So this is an option. The next one I have is a more recent one, and that is All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. I've heard some good things about this. I know the second book's coming out sometime this summer, I believe. So, the blood moon rises, the blood veil falls, the tournament begins. Every generation, at the coming of the blood moon, 7 families in the remote city of Ilvernath each name a champion to compete in a secret tournament to the death. The prize, exclusive control over a secret wellspring of high magic, the most powerful resource in the world, one thought long depleted. But this year, a salacious tell-all book has exposed the tournament and thrust the 7 new champions into the worldwide spotlight. The book also granted them valuable information previous champions never had, insight into the other families, strategies, secrets, and weaknesses. And most important, it gave them a choice: accept their fate or rewrite their legacy. Either way, this is a story that must be penned in blood. So this is definitely YA sounding, but it's also got like the tournament, so the games, and it sounds like some of them are going to be a little deadly, and there's some magic, and it just sounds so good, and I definitely want to pick this one up soon. And I just realized a lot of these books could fit for my A and my A to Z challenge, so that'll work nicely. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one. So the next one I have is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. I know this came out, I don't even know, like 2 years ago maybe, 2020. So this one came out in 2020, and I don't know if there's gonna be multiple POVs or not, because on the back it says princess, pirate, stowaway, mermaid, the crew makes the queen. So I don't know, but it says, she will reign as princess of the island kingdom Visidia. Amora Montera has spent her entire life training to be High Animancer, the master of souls. The rest of the realm can choose their magic, but for Amora, it's never been a choice. To secure her place as heir to the throne, she must prove her mastery of the monarchy's dangerous soul magic. When her demonstration goes awry, Amora is forced to flee. She strikes a deal with Bastien, a mysterious pirate. He'll help her prove she's fit to rule, if she'll help him reclaim his stolen magic. But sailing the kingdom holds more wonder and more peril than Amora anticipated. A destructive new magic is on the rise, and if Amora is to conquer it, she'll need to face legendary monsters, cross paths with vengeful mermaids, and deal with a stowaway she never expected, or risk the fate of Visidia and lose the crown forever. I am the right choice, the only choice, and I will protect my kingdom. So definitely another YA book, but these ones go really quick for me and they're always entertaining. So pirates, hello, perfect for summertime. So really would like to get to this duology. I have the second book, but I would really like to get to this sometime this summer. So maybe this one will win and I will finally get to it. So the next two I have on my Kindle app, and the first one is The Goddess of Nothing at All by Kat Rector. I'm just going to read the little synopsis thing that it says here. A dark fantasy Norse myth retelling for fans of Circe, the Witch's Heart, and the Silence of the Girls. Perhaps you know the myths. Furious, benevolent gods, a tree that binds 9 realms, a hammer stronger than any weapon, and someday the end of everything, but few have heard of me. Looking back, it's easy to know what choices I might have made differently. At least it feels that way. I might have given up on my title, told my father he was useless, king of gods or no, and left Asgard. Made a life somewhere else. Maybe I would never have let Loki cross my path, never have fallen in love. But there's no going back. We were happy once, and the price for that happiness was the end of everything. So this one, I think, I want to say Sigyn is who we're following, and I believe she was one of Loki's wives, but I know that there's not much about her. But I'm really interested in this story because I love Norse mythology and I love picking up books that have that element in them. I'm excited to see a name that we don't normally hear in books. Normally they're focusing on like the main ones, but this one's focusing on someone who isn't talked about a lot, and I'm just really excited. The cover looks beautiful and I just really want to give this one a try. So the last one that I want to check out is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. It says, losing people you love is hard. Aurora de la Torre knows moving back to a place that was once home isn't going to be easy. Starting your whole life over probably isn't supposed to be, but a small town in the mountains might be the perfect remedy for a broken heart. Checking out her landlord across the driveway just might cure it too. So I forgot to say, this one is a fantasy. I believe The Goddess of Nothing at All is an adult fantasy, and then this one is an adult romance, and I have skim read through this book before, so I do know what it's mostly about, but I will reread the first chapter so I can get a better grasp of it. So yeah, these are the 5 books I'm going to be giving a try of the first chapter in this video, and I'm really excited to get to all of them. I am worried that I'm gonna like every single one of them and then I'm just gonna like not know what to choose, but hopefully I find one that I like above them all, more so from the first chapter, and I am able to pick one for this month to read for the Buzzword challenge for all. So let's get right into the first book. Okay, so I just finished the first chapter of The Goddess of Nothing at All. So what I got from the first chapter is we're following Sigyn, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and she had gone, so she's just coming back from a meeting of some sorts with Odin, her father, and she really has been working hard to try and get him to give her some kind of title, and he just won't give her one. He says that she's not ready and she feels like she's not good enough even though she's done all this stuff that he's asked of her. And so he pretty much like dismisses her after they return, and she goes and she talks to Freya and Aiden, her 2 friends anyway, and she kind of like lets them know like, oh, it failed, he just won't give me a title, and they're kind of confused like, why? You've done everything, you know, that he's asked, and you've done like gone above and beyond pretty much, and he just won't give her a title, and she just doesn't understand why. And you know, so as she's leaving her friends to go back home, one of them stops her and gives her this golden apple and says to take it to the trickster god, so Loki. And you know, she's kind of concerned that her friend would like recommend this, but her friend says, well, he's not what everyone claims he is, and you know, that he might have a way to help her. And so she tells her, you know, wait till morning, I think, and go to his cabin and see if he'll help you, and to take this apple to him. So at this point, Sigyn's desperate, and thinking that this might be a last resort thing, she decides to do it, and that's where the end of chapter 1 left off. The writing was easy to get into. Obviously, it's first chapter, so I'm not really connected to anything, but I do like the aspect of, you know, you try everything to make your parents proud, and it's still not enough for them sometimes, but sometimes I feel like you just don't know the underlying reason for why parents do things, so I can kind of like understand Sigyn and Odin, I guess, on both sides. And I'm really excited to see what happens when she goes to meet Loki. Obviously, I kind of know what's gonna happen based on like what mythology and stuff talks about, but I'm actually really excited about this one. So yeah, for now, obviously, since it's the first book, it's gonna go to the top of the list, but yeah, that was a good start, and I definitely want to get to this one sooner rather than later. Okay, so I finished the first chapter of All the Stars and Teeth. I want to say first that I really enjoy the descriptions that this author gives you. They're just so beautiful, and I just love getting that visual of what is surrounding me and what people are wearing, and you know, the setting. I just really enjoy that part of this. I will say it is only 6 pages, so I'm not gonna be able to get like a huge feel of this book yet. I will say that it kind of took me a hot second here to pay attention. Like, I feel like my mind kept wandering a little bit, but as I got in further, I was starting to pay attention more. So we're following Amora, and she's on a ship with her father, who is the king currently, and they are going to this place where she's going to prove that she will be the next queen, and she's going to be strong and, you know, rule over all the islands or kingdom, whatever you want to call it. And you kind of get to see a little bit of magic. The father is at the helm, and he's doing, you know, he's steering the ship or whatever, and she wants to do it. It's her birthday, so he lets her. And I feel like the ship Kind of reminds me a little bit of like Robin Hobb's live ships a little bit, not anything the same at all, absolutely not, but the ship seems to have like a kind of mind of its own a little bit, and she's trying to connect with it, but it knows that she's not the ruler yet, and so it kind of plays around with her, and essentially it knocks her over, and so the ship has 1 point and 0 points for her, you know, kind of thing. And she's just getting ready now to go prepare herself for this ceremony, I want to say, that she is about to show her hand. And yeah, that's all I got from it. It was okay. I will say though that this one's probably gonna go under the Goddess of Nothing at All. So it's not this one's time, but I still really enjoyed the descriptions in this book and how beautiful it is, and the cover is stunning also, and yeah, I can't wait to get to this one, but unfortunately it is not going to be for the Buzzword Word of the Month. So I just finished the first chapter of All of Us Villains, and I gotta say that this one was really good. First chapter, it immediately pulled me in. I think we follow a bunch of different characters, so I got the first chapter of Alistair Lowe, and I really enjoy reading from his perspective so far. It starts off with him and his brother sneaking out from their house to kind of go to bars and like just hang out and get out of their stuffy house and before the tournament, and you find out that recently the tournament has kind of been exposed to the rest of the world, and you're also told about high magic and then like the lower magic. So high magic kind of has disappeared, except these families had found some way to kind of keep it around, I guess, and that's what came of this tournament. They all kind of put a curse on the families, and now when the blood moon comes around, they the youngest, or the ones like that are eligible to fight, will compete in this tournament, and the last one alive, their family gets this kind of wellspring of high magic in their family until the next tournament, and it's never guaranteed who's gonna win, and it's like a fight to the death, and I'm really excited to kind of continue on with this. I'm torn because I like this, I think, as much, if not maybe a little bit more than the Goddess of Nothing at All. But like the first chapter of the Goddess of Nothing at All, the end of it really makes me want to see what's gonna happen next, and this one also makes me want to know what's gonna happen, and I just I don't know where to put this one. I think for right now, I'm gonna say that it is also the same level with the Goddess of Nothing at All, and I'm just gonna like sit and think about it for a little bit, so stay tuned, because by the end of the video, I shall know which one of these I like so far, and maybe I'll like one of the other ones more than these two, so lighting's changing so much. I'm trying to get the best light. It's getting a little late. It's almost 6 o'clock and the sun's going down. So, I read the first chapter of All the Birds in the Sky, and I have to say that it was interesting, but it was not my favorite of the books I've read so far. So we're following Patricia, and one day she finds a bird whose wing is broke, and so she wants to rescue it and take it home, but her sister catches up with her, and her sister's older than her, and her sister is known to kind of torment animals a little bit and be mean to them, like launching mice in like a rocket launch thingy, or whatever you want to call it. And so Patricia takes off in the woods, and then all of a sudden the bird starts talking to her, and he says, "Don't take me home, that's just captivity." And she's like really stunned that it's talking to her, but on the other hand, she's like, "Well, I want to help you get better." And he's like, "Well, do you know how to fix my broken wing?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, you could take me to the Parliament of Birds. It's like further in the forest." So she agrees. This 6-7-year-old little girl agrees, and she's trying to make her way there, and she ends up getting lost. So she climbs a tree to try and figure out if they're going in the right direction or where they need to be going, and the bird kind of tells her. Well, then this house cat comes, and they fight with it for a while until they trick it and get it stuck up a tree, and then she makes it to the Parliament of Birds, and they're kind of like, you know, who are you? Why would you bring this person here? And the bird's like, well, she could talk to us. And so she talks to them, and they tell her, you know, "Oh, you must be the new witch of our woods or our forest." And she's kind of confused, but agrees. And they said, "Well, we'll have to test you first." And then they ask her a question, and it kind of just ends a little bit with her saying, "Well, I don't know. Can I just have some more time? Can you like help me out or whatever?" And then all of a sudden she is being picked up by her dad because she was lost in the woods, and she essentially is grounded because they think she ran away or that she's trying to be rebellious, and they lock her in her room for a week. And in that time she kind of has memories in and out of the birds in the Parliament tree, but she can't remember what exactly happened. And in the time that she's in her room, it says like she lost her ability to speak to the animals. So I don't know if that's just because she's been in her room that she just hasn't seen any animals to talk to him, or if something happened at the Parliament tree and now she can't talk to animals. So that's where we are with this one. It was interesting, but not one of my favorites. So I think this one will actually go at the bottom, unfortunately. But I still would like to read this at some point in the future. So I know I didn't show any footage of it, but I did read the first chapter of All Roads Lead Here. Please excuse my face. I took my makeup off and washed my hair, and I look rough. And if you can hear any noises in the background, it's my daughter, but it is getting kind of late. So back to All Roads Lead Here. So obviously this was the one that I had already kind of read through, but this one has the longest chapter. It was like almost 30 pages, and I really enjoyed it. I wrote some notes down. Let me look at them because I'm tired. So I enjoyed the setup and how the characters were introduced. Introduced to Aurora, and she has just gotten divorced, and she's kind of been traveling all over, not knowing what she really wanted to do, and she decides to go back home to Colorado, and she's kind of doing it for her mother, I guess. I also wrote down that I'm always happy to see female protagonists not let men keep them down and focus on helping themselves. So, you know, after everything that's happened to Aurora, she kind of just wants to pull herself back together and find out who she is and how to be the person that she wants to be without other people factoring into it. And in the first chapter, she gets to this like garage apartment thing, and she gets in and she's unloading her stuff. Well, then this guy comes in and she's freaked out, and then then his son comes in, and is like, wait. And so it turns out that the son put the house or the garage apartment like on a listing thing for her to rent, and so she paid the full month free. And she kind of, between her and this guy's son, they're kind of like not arguing, but like trying to convince him to let her stay there because she'll pay, and she offers him double and then triple. And you know, he's like really upset that the son did this in the first place, and it was just funny. Anyway, so I did really enjoy this one, and I would say that it is below All of Us Villains and the Goddess of Nothing at All, but it's above, what's it called? All the Stars and Teeth and All the Birds in the Sky. So, like I said before earlier, I said All of Us Villains and the Goddess of Nothing at All were kind of tied, and then I would tell you later what my end results were, and I will put a little picture up on the screen in a second. But in last place, no surprise, is All the Birds in the Sky. Then we had All the Stars and Teeth, and above that I would say All Roads Lead Here would go above that, and then above that it would be the Goddess of Nothing at All, and finally the one that won is All of Us Villains. So I am really excited about this. I'm a little sad because I really enjoyed the Goddess of Nothing at All, so I may or may not try to read that this month, but this one's the top priority. It was just a lot better, not by much, from the Goddess of Nothing at All. I really can't stop thinking about like what's to come in the Goddess of Nothing at All, because the end of the chapter left you with like, oh, what is she gonna do? But this one I really think that it's gonna go by fast, and it was so interesting, and I really enjoyed the character from the first chapter, and I just want to know what's gonna happen. And yeah, so I'm definitely hoping to get to this one this month so I can get all for the Buzzword reading challenge. I'm happy I did this TBR challenge. I had a lot of fun going through all these books, especially ones that I probably wouldn't have picked up if it weren't for this challenge, like this one or the Goddess of Nothing at All especially. But super happy I've got a winner. I may also read the Goddess of Nothing at All. I'm just really excited to see how that goes, but I know it's like a 600-page book too, but maybe I'll be in the mood to read it. Who knows? But thank you for watching this video and coming along on this journey with me. I plan on doing some reading vlogs the rest of this month, and you should see this in one of them. So stick around and watch some of my other videos, and you'll get to see what my thoughts are of this book. So thanks for watching this video. Like it down below if you liked it. Comment down below letting me know if you guys have ever tried a try a chapter tag, or if you like these kinds of videos, and subscribe if you want to. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Bye.